welcome to Inside Eastern Utah. We are here today with Stephanie Richards, and she has something exciting to talk about. We have the Nutcracker coming up.
Yay!
Yes, for the 4th year. It's been going great these past 3 years, and here you are at the reins of it again as the artistic director. Do you want to tell us a bit about how the Nutcracker got started and how you're...
This is our 4th year, so about 3 years ago, some ladies in the community were talking about how they used to do the Nutcracker many years ago and how they missed having it here. So I just decided, why not?
Let's
bring it back.
Well, it's been going great. I mean, you guys have had awesome turnouts every year. And this year, the 4th year, is going to be at Mount Herman. And it is actually starting this week on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday is opening night. So we're in the theater now doing dress rehearsals and getting things staged and set, and hopefully we'll be ready by then. But
yes.
I think we will.
You'll have to come find out, right?
Yes,
You'll have
exactly.
to come see to see if they are ready. So, as an artistic director, what is your role? What do you do?
So I'm basically in charge of auditioning and placing dancers in specific roles. I'm also in charge of costuming and tickets and advertising and getting the word out.
So not that much, just a couple things.
Just a little bit. I do have some other wonderful ladies helping me. It's not just me. There's no way that this is a one-person show. So I have Tori Franson and Rachel Allen and Mindy Nelson. I'm sorry, Mindy. They help out. They're like, they do some of the choreography in the show. We each kind of just divided up the show, and we work on, like I work on with the snowflakes and the waltz of the flowers and the party scene, and Tori and Rachel work with marzipan and Chinese, and Mindy is our fabulous Arabian choreographer. That's one of my favorite dances. Makes my back hurt every time I watch them, but it's fabulous.
That way,
exactly.
I know.
So it's not just me. They also give their input for costuming and tickets and poster ideas. I do have to shout out to Nicole Hobbs, who does our posters and our programs every year. She is amazing at what she does. Yes. So she helps a lot with that. I just give her an idea of what I want the poster to be, and she just pulls it together, and it's fabulous.
Yeah. Well, for those that aren't that familiar with the Nutcracker, it's really a big production. There's a large amount of dancers, there's a lot of different costumes and a lot of different dances. There's really a lot of pieces to it.
There is, yeah. It's a full-length ballet, so meaning that there is 2 acts. We have an intermission between. But it's 2 acts, but it's technically, I like to think of it as 3 sections. You have the party scene, then the battle scene, and then after intermission is Act 2, the Land of Sweets, where Clara is dreaming about going to the Land of Sweets with the Nutcracker and visiting the Sugar Plum Fairy. So there is definitely parts for all ages. When we do our auditions, we take dancers that are in 1st grade and older. We have a fabulous man who's been in the show the last 4 years, who I think is 65. He's probably going to be super mad that I told him the age. But we've got from 1st grade up to 65. So anyone we can find a part for anyone in the show.
It's really a community-wide production, and that's another thing. I mean, it's not just one studio putting this on. Multiple dance studios are all involved and a part of it.
And it's not just studios here in Price. There's studios over in Emery County that also contribute to being part of the cast, and that was the main thing I wanted to do when starting this, was to have it be a Emery Carbon group, not just a one studio type production. Exactly.
So how many cast members do you guys have approximately?
This year, I just counted the other day, I believe we have 120 cast members. So that compared to the 1st year to now, we've definitely increased by about 70 dancers. So
that is so impressive.
It's impressive. It is impressive. So it's fun to work with that many people it's cool just to see how much of a progression within just 4 years of how we're doing. So it's going to be around for a long time.
Oh yes, and I think people are starting to look forward to it.
I think so
every
too.
year,
I think we've got it on the map, and so people are starting to remember. Oh, every year, Nutcracker is going to be performing.
Exactly.
So it's fun to see.
And it's a 3-day event. Like you said, opening night is Thursday, but then you guys also have Friday night and 2 shows.
Two shows on Saturday. We have a matinee at 2:30, and then an evening show at 7:30. So.
And each night is 7:30.
Each night is 7:30.
Okay.
Yep.
And for people that are wanting to come out, what does the price look like? How much does it cost?
It is $8 general admission. 6 years and under, is $4, and then if their children are 3 and under, they're free.
So it's really family friendly.
It really
that
is.
price is great.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Now, if I can backtrack for a second, because you said this started all 4 years ago. You were ready and gung ho to go, and you've been living in the area for 7 years.
Yeah.
And give us your background in dance a bit.
So I'm originally from St. George, and I danced at a studio that was just strictly ballet. It was just a ballet studio. My teacher is now retired, so it's no longer running. But I danced in St. George, and then I attended Southern Utah University and got my dance performance degree.
They have a great program.
They have a fabulous program, so I'm always like, go to SUU, go to SUU. So I did that, and then after I graduated from college, I spent a summer in China. There was like a group of us that we went and worked with a dance company, the Hubei Opera Dance Company in China, and we spent a summer there working with them and collaborating this piece that they wanted to create with those that were from Utah. And so that was a fun experience, just learning, and it really showed that dance is a universal language because the language barrier, our interpreter only knew as much English as we knew Chinese.
Yes.
So it really was a lot of body language and just using your body and moving, and we were able to come
That's
up
a great
with
thing with dance. You could just show them, be like, just do this.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, if you can't speak to each other, just dance and you'll be fine. But and then while I was attending college, I married the love of my life. He's from Emery County, so that is how I ended up in Huntington. And so we've been married for 7 years, we've been married for 8 years. It's going to be our anniversary coming up. But so we moved here 7 years ago, and I teach at the college. I teach a couple classes at the college, but I also am the ballet teacher at Encore Dance Studio. And so just working with that studio and seeing that there's a lot of opportunity to start a little company like this with Castle Valley Civic Ballet is kind of what I wanted to do. So as a little background information for you.
Great. Well, it sounds like a wide array of experience that you're able to bring with it. And we've been sitting here saying Nutcracker, Nutcracker. For people that you should be familiar with the Nutcracker. If you haven't lived under a rock. But can you walk us through a bit about what it means, the Nutcracker in the ballet sense?
Yeah, so there, it starts with the party scene, and I'll just give you the watered down version. There's many professional ballet companies have other parts to it, and we've just kind of narrowed it down to the more just specific parts of the story. But what comes down to is there's a party scene, and the main girl, her name is Clara, she receives a nutcracker from her uncle Drosselmeyer, and she falls asleep, and he comes back and puts her kind of in like a dream spell type thing. And the Nutcracker comes alive and battles the evil Mouse Queen and her mice. And then after that battle scene is over, the Nutcracker takes her to the Land of Sweets, where she gets to join the Sugar Plum Fairy and all the other Land of Sweet dancers. You've got Spanish, Chinese, Arabian. And they all portray a certain type of candy for the Land of Sweets. And then they take her back to she wakes up from her dream not knowing if it was real or not, So it's just kind of a fun, magical type of ballet. The second act is definitely my favorite part of the show, just because there's a lot of different dancing and costuming.
A lot of different styles.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a fun ballet. I think it's one that you would definitely want to take your kids to. It's very family friendly, and even those that are like, oh, ballets are boring. Like this is definitely something that anyone will enjoy.
Yes, when I was a kid, my grandparents used to always take us up north to the one in Salt Lake City, the Nutcracker production. So that's when I don't think they had one down here. So every year we went up, and for Christmas in December we would go up, and I just loved it. I mean, you know, even if you weren't into dancing much or ballet, it was just such a fun Christmassy tradition that it was really, really fun to go to. So each year Clara is played by a different young girl.
Yeah, by a different girl.
And this year, who do we have?
This year we have our fabulous Lindsay Jesperson, and she's been working her little feet.
Her little feet off.
Her little feet off. She's doing fabulous. So she gets to play the fabulous role of Clara, and I know that is, you know, every girl's dream in the cast is to be that part. So, you know, we always tell them, work hard every year.
Yes.
And, you know, you never know who's going to get it next. So, and that's what also is neat, is every year at auditions, it's going to be a whole different group of dancers. So sometimes we add parts to the show. We have a new part. There's Snow Flurries that dance with the snowflake scene. Last year we added Sugar Plum attendants. So with every year and more dancers, or depending on who we have, we kind of adapt to that, and the show changes a little bit.
And that's great for the dancers too, because each year they can participate, but it can be different, and they can keep learning and growing and experiencing new things.
Exactly. So that's what's fun to see is, you know, you see someone who's been, you know, an angel the first year, now they're dancing in the second half of the show, and it's like the progress that they've made throughout those 4 years, it's nice to see. So we're extremely proud of all of our dancers that have been participating in this and all the hard work.
Yes, well, it sounds like a great group, a big group.
Yes.
So we are also, ETV10 is going to be filming this. So if you have a child that is in it and you want the DVD afterward, we will have DVDs available so that you can watch it after. And be sure that you check it out. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And 7:30 each night, and then a special 2:30 on Saturday.
Yes.
And any last minute thing you want anyone to know about the production?
I just, you know, if you're watching this, I want you to let family and friends know about this production, because we started auditions in the end of August, beginning of September, and we've been working ever since then. So everyone has put a lot of work into this, so we really would like to see a full house of people attending. So, you know, it's a great show. I think people are going to love it. And I wanted to say a special thank you to all those who have been helping with this production. You guys have put a major role in this, and it's not just me. There's a lot of people who go unrecognized, and so I want them to know how much I am grateful for them. So I'm excited, and I hope everyone can come out and see it.
Yes, lots of hard work being put into it, and I'm sure right when this one gets over, you're already going to be thinking about next year.
It never ends.
It's just a cycle. It keeps going. So I appreciate you joining us and taking some time. And be sure to check it out. It is going to be the Nutcracker at Mont Harmon this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can find more information on the Nutcracker and other community events on etv10news.com. And we will also have more information coming up in our next segment of Inside Eastern Utah. So stay tuned. We will be back after this commercial break.